Oh, so we are back. And I doubt that very many people are still around from when I was doing Game of Thrones recaps here on YouTube. But if you are, please raise your hand down in the comments. Be like, hey, what's up, man? Yes, I am. I've been waiting for this moment for years. Now, I have not stayed up on Game of Thrones like since the finale. I don't think I've watched any. So I was not real excited about this. I haven't been following the story about what's going on, like what shows are coming out, who's going to be in them, what they're going to be about. But once it seemed like this was official, I was excited. I was like, oh, a Targaryen story. That's good. That was a lot of my favorite parts, you know. A lot of people's complaints, including mine, was, come on, man, more dragons, more dragons. So we knew we were going to get a ton of dragons in this show. And it starts out, says it's 172 years before Khaleesi, Daenerys Targaryen. And we get there's like this young Targaryen girl. She seems to be a focus early on. Looks like it's going to be, definitely going to be. And she's kind of got like an Arya Stark thing going on. She's kind of got this warrior vibe to her, like, yeah, I don't really want to just wear a dress and be a princess. She seems to want to be on a horse. She's flying a dragon around. We get that early. We get a Targaryen girl flying a dragon, and we see that the queen is pregnant. And there's a lot of familiar things going on in King's Landing, the City Watch. There's the games going on. So some things very similar to the very first episode of Game of Thrones there, but they didn't just hammer you over the head with that. It was not like just a complete repeat of episode one of Game of Thrones. One thing that did seem to be a repeat, there's going to be nudity, of course. And right off the bat, we get some man ass. Looked like some doggy style action from behind, just the guy's ass going to town. Damon's, I believe. I was like, there it is. That's Game of Thrones for you. Man ass right off the bat. A lot of people, nudity mixed throughout. Didn't get that was about as hardcore as it got, though, I suppose. And then it slowly builds and gets more and more intense. I like that. It was like there was like a split scene with the birth and the games going on. It's like, oh no, is somebody going to get killed here? What's going on with the birth? The birth gets like, yeah, things get real dicey with the birth. The king has to decide: does he save his wife? Does he save a child? I mean, this guy needs a son like there's no tomorrow. He's not getting any younger. He's got this wound, not looking good on his back. I'm sure that's going to lead to something. And so he needs this kid, and he needs it to be a boy. And the wife's got to go, unfortunately. It's really sweet. It's brutal too to watch. Actually, he's holding her. I'm not going to walk you through the whole scene. Hopefully you'll watch the show, or you already did. So then we come out of that, and he's choosing. There's this crazy scene with Damon in the city count, or what he's doing with the city watch, and then he kind of celebrates. He rents out a brothel and kind of celebrates the death of his nephew. Doesn't go over well with the king. Tells him he's got to go. I guess he's going back to one of the places that's familiar in the story to us. Claims he's got an ugly wife back there or something he doesn't want to go see. And then the king tells him, he's also been demoted. He's no longer the heir to the throne. He was, as I'm saying, it was getting dicey. He needed that boy bad. So he names his daughter, the young Arya Stark type character there, even though it's a Targaryen girl. Looks a lot like a young Daenerys, too, of course. And all these Targaryens kind of look alike. It's tough to tell their age with that hair color. And but the best part, so when he's telling her, it doesn't get too emotional. Feel like maybe they could have done that a little better. I mean, this is a big deal. But well, really, and why it wasn't, because he knew. He's like, yeah, it's a big deal. I'm telling her she's going to be the queen. But what I haven't told her, and he's like, hey, come here. He's like, hey, one other thing I will say. I know you're going to be the queen. We got the throne, Dame, and all this, dragons. Winter is coming. It's fucking 172 years from now, but it is coming. All right, guys, boom. Maybe 180 years.